Everybody will show you how to grow your agency, how to scale your agency, how to get leads, how to get clients, how to get your agency from $0 a month to at least earn $10,000 a month. But nobody will teach you the main source, how to actually scale your team, how to actually grow your team to get in between from $5,000 a month to $10,000 a month. And this is just all about my pure experience speaking out from last 3 years. So in this video I will show you my most dominated methods and 7 pillars of this process, which I wish every founders, every CEOs knows. And from the last 3 years I have built very wonderful teams. Each member is staying with me for at least 2 years. I have like very few 2 or 3 team members who have left my team, but still they are in touch with me whenever I get a overloaded work. They still do a work for me too. So this is that kind of relation I build with my team members, and I wish you should also build this kind of relations with your team members. Maybe for some people it sounds dumb, but what if you close a client who's ready to pay you $1,000 a month, but your team is not understanding your vision or not working hard as you are for completing their project or for getting that kind of result in your projects? Maybe you will close that client, but it won't be a long-term client for you. You close the client just for one project, the editor will leave, or maybe any of team member will also left your team, and that person will too, because there is no team coordination in your own agency or in your own business with your own team members. So what you will expect, that you will get a good deliverable results for your clients too? Of course no. And I guess we are not here to play a short-term games. So here are 7 things which you can say, here are my 7 dominated pillars which I wish every agency owner or every business owner knows. Number 1, the brainy process method. We all have this kind of problem of educating your employees too much that they become independent but not dependent anymore on you. And that fear is maybe hunting you more and more, so you are not educating your employees to that level that they become dependent on their works. You always want your me factor to be involved in your every activities or every stage of your business. But then I ask this question, that what's the point of running a business if every activities you have to check, if everything you have to do, if every small parts you have to involve yourself and see that this is working or not, or you have to put down your hands and do things manually for some point? Think about it. Number 2, the turtle method. Most of the time we business owner thinks about having a short-term goal for earning a quick money, and this is the fastest way to kill your business and to kill yourself. It's more of like suiciding your business and suiciding yourself indirectly. Think of like a person reaching out to you and he wants an edits done, or maybe he's coming for your personal branding for some sort of sales part, and you said yes, you can help him with that case. He said okay, let's log the deal. Then at this point you started looking for editors. After so much pain in ass of struggles, you find one editor, just one editor looking out with 200 or 300 applications. You just selected one single editor, and guess what, he also leaves when project ends. Now what is the loss for you? The loss is the project ends, the editor is gone. And now if you want the same kind of styles for your different client, maybe you won't get that same editor availability, or maybe you won't get that same style which your second clients love what you did for your first client. I hope you are getting my point. And now create this kind of scenario of hiring one editor who is not too skilled and he is doing very basic edits, but he has a time to learn things. You educate that editor for a long period of time, and now he's a long-term assets for you, not a liability. And now he can give consistent style for your different clients. He can give good results as you wanted. Third, you have a good relation with that person, so maybe he can work hard for you, and you need to praise him for that. Nobody is your servant. People nowadays think like, if he is my employee, he is my servant, but you don't have to see your employee as an employee. He is your team member. He is not your employee. He is not a donkey. Number 3, lazy led factors. You need to make them dependent. Now this factors comes to my first pillar, which I say is the brainy method. Why I'm telling you you need to make them dependent is because, for example, you are not available at some point, or for example, you don't want to invest your time in that activities. And once they are dependent on things, once they are too much educated on things what they like to do or what they are doing right now for your business, then think of at this point that they are finding their own problems, they are solving it without involving you, without asking you. They are also suggesting things to be more performative than what you are giving to your clients. You can get good recommendations. I get at this point also. So this is what happens once you start educating your team members to that level that they are so much independent that they can suggest you the things which you can't also think. Because as a business point of view, you need to look at so many things. You don't have too much time to involve so much deep in every specific activities. So imagine that way, that you hired some person who knows just how to take out the leads. You educate him, you find out the materials, you give him the course, whatever the case requires to make him educated at the top level on the basis, and then he start recommending things which you also don't know. So this is the beauty of educating your team members at the point when they get dependent. Number 4, the mining process. It's one of my best process ever, and I love to do this process again and again. Let's take an example. You are a founder, or maybe let's say you are a CEO of any XYZ company. Your job is to find out the problems which your team is having right now and give them a solution for it. You just can't say like figure out your problems by yourself, because you are the one who is operating the thing, so you should know what is the problem. Man, if they are good enough to find out their problems, then they are not your team members. Maybe they were running some sort of big companies, or maybe they are the founders, or they are at a good position but not a lower position than they are working right now. So you need to think at that point. They don't have capacity of finding their problems, but you do have, because you are CEO or you are a founder of your business. So probably find out the problems, give them a solution. Don't just say like figure out your problems by yourself. Number 5, the bacteria finding method. In this one, sometimes it's not the solution just to replace the team member because he's not giving you the output which you want. So every time replacing your team member is not the solution. Sometimes it's more about talking with your team member, finding out the problem which they are facing right now and find the solution for them, and it's the most easiest fix. Let's say this is an example. If you are hiring a new team member in your team, you need to guide them. You need to tell him that how to operate the things. You need to guide from 0 to 100. It's so much pain. But imagine this, you already have a team member who is working with you, but right now he is not giving you the output which you want. Just talk with them. Don't replace them. Talk with them and find out the common solution which can work for you and work for him. And that's the easiest fix you can do in your business or maybe in your agency. So don't just replace your team members by just seeing that they are not giving you the outputs. Sometimes the solution is very easy. So don't move for a complex solution if it's not required. Number 6, most believable method I do in my business is starving dog method. I know hiring a skilled person for any kind of role is going to give you the more good result, but in my case, if you are crazy like me, and if you are mad, and if you have vision something very different from comparative from the rest founders or rest CEOs, what I do is I found one of the most craziest person, one of the most hardworking person for that specific role, and I will hire that person, but not the skilled person. Of course, if I am looking for very urgency kind of work, then I must hire the skilled person. But having a long-term vision in my head, I'll always hire the starving dog person who don't have skills, but they have fire to learn things. And I'm 100% sure he will become or she will become more dominant time by time. And you will see he or she will easily replace the most skilled person in the team. Number 7, I learned this after 3 years facing too much struggle. Do less, focus more. As a founder or as a CEO of any company or any agency, your job is not to involve or not to focus or not to learn everything in your business. Your job is just to be stick with things which you know you are best at and then focus on scaling your business. Not focusing on getting deep into any specific roles, because if you will focus on that, you won't be able to grow business. And if you want to grow your business, you need to start automating things for you. Hire those kind of people who is best at, and maybe they can suit in your budget in the beginning. And yes, I know that in the beginning it is always and always important to do things by your own, because if maths teacher don't know what is 2 plus 2 4 and they hired a new guy who just said 2 plus 2 is 22, you will say just simply yes. And for this process he is charging you 40 to 50,000 INR, and you're telling, oh, he's very hardworking, let me pay this. But if you know that how this process actually works, not too deeply, but just you just have a basic idea, you will save you a lot of money to getting scammed by any third person who is coming in market and scamming you by saying that I'm doing too much hard work. So it is also very necessary to having those kind of experience in any specific niche or any specific field which you're working right now. So once you have that kind of a knowledge, if you are running your content agency, just video editing agency, you must have knowledge of getting that editing creative ideas. If you are running a sales agency, you know how sales work in field and in off field also. You know all things about sales, not too deep, but just a basic idea. But right now basic means also covering 50% of this market cap. So I hope you enjoyed this video till end. This is all about I learned from my journey from the last 3 years, and I'm just talking with you. And my videos is not just all about what everybody does, but what you need to do. So this is just all about my learning, my experience, and this is how I scaled my agency from $0 a month to 5, in between to $10,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video till end. See you in the next one. Till then, bye bye, take care, keep hustling, and keep your team awarded for any activities, because they are the one who is working hard for you, not you. It's a very hard truth, you need to accept it. See you guys in the next one. Bye.